The invasion was cancelled at 1437, not because of enemy fleet movements, not because of diplomatic intervention, because of soup. This is the official after-action report for the Netheri Expansion Authority. The fleet was ready in orbit, 12 capital ships held position, 300 strike craft idled in the launch bays. We had prepared for a 6-month pacification campaign against Earth. Instead, we were defeated by standard pre-deployment nutrition. The human had volunteered to prepare it, Earth-style comfort food, she called it. I allowed her to cook because crew morale was failing. I genuinely believed a simple meal could not alter a planetary siege. You will soon understand why human kitchens require military oversight. Junior Officer Lyra K. Vale arrived in the command galley at 0600. Human, female. She was assigned to the NDS Vengeance 3 weeks prior as a Class 1-2 janitorial specialist. Her previous Earth occupation involved sanitizing floors. She moved with quiet, unsettling efficiency. From her uniform pocket, she retrieved a small plastic container of dried, shriveled red flakes. They looked entirely unremarkable. A simple botanical remnant. She set the container on the preparation surface and asked if the Admiral liked heat. My translation matrix failed to process the inquiry as a culinary concept. Thermal energy is not a flavor profile. I assumed she meant the serving temperature. The meal was served exactly at 1200. A steaming bowl of tomato-based liquid sat before the fleet commander. Protocol dictated the Admiral eat first. He consumed a spoonful. His cranial ridges shifted in mild surprise. He noted an interesting sensation spreading through his oral cavity. A pleasant warmth, he called it. Vale smiled, apologizing that it was only a mild batch. She claimed to have run out of something called ghost peppers and substituted standard chili. A sharp, rhythmic tone broke the bridge's silence. The Admiral's standard command implant was screaming. The audio feed translated directly into the bridge's central hub. Warning. Restricted chemical detected. Oral exposure confirmed. Initiating mucosal defense protocols. The Admiral waved a hand to dismiss the alert as a minor sensor malfunction. Vale's expression twisted into genuine concern. She offered to make a milder batch, explaining she didn't want to overwhelm him on the first try. The ghost peppers, she noted casually, would have measured 16 million Scoville units. That was apparently more his speed. If 5,000 Scoville units is considered a mild baseline for their non-combat support staff, Medical Officer Dr. Thesari rushed the command dais at 12:45. Her primary manipulators trembled violently against a datapad. The ambient lighting of the bridge seemed to dim against the brilliant red alert indicators flashing across her screen. The capsaicin exposure registered at exactly 5,000 Scoville. By Netheri military doctrine, this was classified as a Level 3 chemical irritant, a restricted warfare agent. The human janitor had fed the Admiral a heavily regulated biochemical weapon. As a courtesy, the bridge was entirely silent at 1430. The Admiral had finished the remaining liquid in his bowl. He was sweating profusely from his ocular ridges, his primary respiratory vents working twice his normal speed. Dr. Thesari pleaded with him to accept immediate medical intervention to neutralize the corrosive agent. He steadfastly refused. The executive officer leaned close to my auditory receptors. His voice was a strained, desperate whisper. Their recreational toxins exceed our chemical warfare bans. She made him a mild batch. The restricted list tops out at 100,000 Scoville. Her polite option was 5,000. Her standard options go to 16 million. 16 million. A number so staggeringly lethal it completely broke our standard threat assessment algorithms. I looked back at Officer Vale. She was peacefully wiping down the preparation surface, humming a cheerful tune, utterly unconcerned by the biological devastation she had just served. At 1435, the Admiral finally rose from his command chair. He looked at the glowing strategic holographic display of the Earth invasion target, then slowly turned his gaze back to the galley. She fed me a chemical weapon, he stated, his voice hollow and raspy from the burn. As a courtesy. Because I asked for Earth-style. He turned to face me directly. What do their soldiers eat before combat? I had no answer. The realization spread through the bridge crew like a toxic cloud. If a Class 1-2 human janitor, a non-combatant strictly employed for facilities maintenance, casually carries a plastic container of dried recreational chemicals that shatter our highest planetary warfare restrictions, What horrors do their elite frontline soldiers willingly consume to enhance their daily rations? What do they actually consider spicy? To willingly synthesize and ingest 16 million Scoville units without a reinforced biohazard ingestion protocol is. The Admiral stepped forward and opened a direct, unencrypted channel to Fleet Command. Operation suspended. Reason: biological capability assessment required. Host species consumes chemical warfare agents as basic flavor enhancement. Threat level: unquantified. The political collapse was absolute. The Netheri Expansion Authority formally dissolved the invasion authorization within the hour. Not because of enemy fleet movements, but because we could not mathematically calculate the catastrophic casualty risk of occupying a world where standard civilian seasoning required hazmat containment protocols. She was immediately promoted. Officer Vale became head of culinary services, granted full officer privileges, and a dedicated research team. We urgently needed to map their defensive flavor profiles before anyone accidentally ingested something truly hot. I observed the newly promoted chef in the galley at 1600. She was preparing the evening rations, arranging an even larger plastic container of red flora. Noticing my apprehension, she cheerfully offered to create a blander variant pattern after the American Midwest. I could not explain that her polite culinary attempt had single-handedly neutralized a galactic armada. The standard comfort meal is now classified as an extreme biological weapons case study. The Earth invasion was permanently aborted. The Expansion Authority is currently seeking targets with significantly milder flavor profiles. Officer Vale continues to cook. The Admiral begins sweating profusely the moment she enters the room.